Paula Pant, the host of the Afford Anything podcast, likes to answer questions her listeners send in. This is a special episode where she also has Joe Saul-Sehy from the Stacking Benjamins show join in the fun.
Hi, Paula. I have a two-part question for you. First part is, what exactly can you invest in if you use a self-directed IRA? I believe you can invest in things like real estate and gold, but I was wondering if you can also invest in something like royalties. And then secondly, I was wondering which custodian, if any, you would recommend. I've only seen a couple, and I just wanted to know if you have any experience with them. All right. Thank you so much for the show. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.
Thanks for the question, Nicole.
Investing in royalties. The royalties off the Afford Anything podcast. That's what she really wants to know.
Wow. Hashtag worst investment ever.
Going down already. Right.
Hashtag do you take dividends in Oreos?
Well, you know why it's going down is because we spent so much time talking about insurance right off the top. Pure game changer. And not in a good way.
Oh, I completely forgot. Nobody is still listening to this episode anymore.
Just you and I. But we'll have fun with this because this is a fun question that I think people don't know, Paula, the breadth of things that you can own inside of an IRA. You could actually own lots of different things. I mean, you can own almost any investment out there. The issue is, and directly, you could own racehorses. The answer is yes, you can own royalties. You can own all kinds of stuff. Here's the issue. Mm-hmm. The issue is that you can't touch it in any way. So let's take, as an example, let's take one of your favorite investments, Paula, real estate, mm-hmm. and you're going to own a home that you rent out inside of your IRA. Mm-hmm. You can do that. Number one, you can't own the home. You have to establish a company that owns the home, not you directly, because if you own the home directly, you touch it, you've got problems. The second thing is you can't be the one to go fix it up and go into you can't go into that house. You also can't be the person that looks at, now this is all my understanding, I'm not a CPA, but I've answered this question a lot in the media before in general. So I'm, 99.9% certain that I'm correct here. Mm-hmm. You can't interview the people that are going to live there. You have to have somebody else do that. And when the rent checks come, they can't come to you. They have to go to a custodian who then puts it inside of the IRA. If you own a racehorse, you can't go pet it. You can't buy it yourself. So all this stuff, it's got to be hands off to be an IRA type investment. So the answer is yes. You have to be super careful. You also have to think about, and I want to, if anybody's getting excited about Nicole's question, you also got to think about the risk of these things. Mm-hmm. If I'm going out and I'm purchasing an individual investment in a piece of property to put in a real estate investment, and I'm maybe 30 years old and I can't get at that IRA until I'm 59 years old, I've got 29 years of changes to that particular piece of real estate. If I ever have to sell it, you got a ton of pain in the ass stuff going on. Can be done, not for a ton of people. And because of that, the part of her question I'm not an expert in at all is custodians, because I discourage people from doing this a ton.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. The self-directed IRAs give you the opportunity to own lots of stuff. You can own partnerships, you can own tax liens, you can own franchise businesses. I mean, you can own rental properties, of course, and a lot of real estate investors talk about using a self-directed IRA in order to buy rental properties. And that is certainly an option. But philosophically, my approach to most things in life, dessert excluded, is figure out what it is you want to achieve, and then figure out the simplest possible way that you could achieve that. And only add layers of complexity if those layers are necessary and if the complexity differential justifies the benefit. So that's like basically
yes.
Yeah, exactly. That was a really nerdy way of expressing that idea. But functionally what I'm saying is, if you can at all purchase the investment that you desire, whether that investment is a royalty or a franchise or a rental property, if you can purchase that in a simpler manner, then do so, because complexity is the enemy of action, and it eliminates complexity from your life. And also, many mistakes that people make are often errors that were triggered by complexity. There was some I that wasn't dotted, there was some T that wasn't crossed, and then all of a sudden everything blew up. Now, there's certainly an industry that has grown up out there that helps you handle lots of this. But again, that industry charges money. It has fees that reduces your returns. So you've got those additional fees to pay. And in addition to that, you've also got the additional complexity to handle. So that's really basically just Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a similar congruent philosophy about investing and about income streams. Not the same, but very much congruent, which is that with my direct investing into building my net worth, I want to make sure that those are skills that I've honed, and I can't be great at a lot of things. So I want to make sure that my direct time and energy is related to the place where I can have the greatest impact. And if I'm dabbling in real estate, or I'm dabbling in royalties, or I'm dabbling in racehorses, or whatever it is, as part of my investments, maybe I'm doing that for play, Paula, but I'm not doing it as much to build my net worth. Now, let's say that she is a real estate guru and she's fantastic at it, and she has piled money and properties into places outside her IRA. Well, maybe adding places inside your IRA is a part of your tool belt that's an area where you have a great skill set. Then I think go for it. I just think because you've got a much bigger reach on this podcast, I guess I'm not discouraging Nicole from doing it as much as I'm saying it's a great question. And yes, you can do it. And if you're listening to this out there thinking you're going to go dabble, I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Exhaust your other options first.
Amen, sister.
Hey, did you enjoy this excerpt from the Afford Anything podcast? Then click to download our free ebook, Escape. You'll be taken to a page where you can enter your email for immediate access to everything you need to know about escaping the 9-to-5 grind to live life on your terms. And you can also subscribe with one simple click to get alerted when new videos are uploaded.